Hi and welcome to my channel. This is Irina Chapung speaking. I'm an intuitive coach, rainbow warrior, and intuitive guide. I forgot what I usually say. It's been so long between the times I do these YouTube sessions. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. No, but I got inspired yesterday from seeing this Facebook advertisement, or what they call Facebook posts about the wars going on in the world, and they are clearly trying to encourage people to pick a side, which country to sort of go for, and like it's some sort of sports, and that just makes me so upset. It's like people's lives, and the wars are not nice, and like they are clearly aimed either like in a way for you to hate a certain country, or what comes with that, a religion, a race. And I just think it's clearly manipulated and clear propaganda. And evil agendas, I think. Like, I live in Sweden. I remember how it was. Right now, I don't recognize Sweden as a country, because we now all of a sudden we are in NATO. When we have since Second World War, we have been a country that has been declared neutral and in peace. We don't want to participate in wars. But something happened the last about 10, 12 plus years. And I can clearly see that social media has been social media in order to get the population in Sweden to think in a particular way about immigrants, for example, and to be scared that we should be attacked from, for example, Russia. So it's been articles about that for the last 10, 12 years in the in newspapers, etc. And you've seen posts on Facebook and stuff that I think some of them are like clearly like just made up stories about, for example, they particularly aimed at Muslims at the time. This was before current political system, which is a cooperation between right wing, like they have in, for example, the States, right wing party together cooperating with Swedish Democrats. They are a quite new political party that's been developed for, I think, 10 plus years. It's a racist party. So it's like the Social Democrats have been ruling in Sweden for a long, long time, and we never voted for the rights before. It's just happened now 2 times in a row, sort of in the last 10 years, as I said, and I think it's clearly been manipulated. Like the right wings, they want us to be in NATO, so now we are in NATO, because for 10 years they've been scaring up the population with sending to our homes leaflets about what if the war is coming, what are we going to do if the war is coming, because we don't have an active military system, for example. Now we start to have that because we are in NATO, but before we didn't. So clearly they've been pushing us towards choosing to be in NATO, which for me, it's like insane. We have so much problem in Sweden with education, with the care system. We don't have enough money for that, to take care of our own people, with unemployment at work. And now we're going to spend so much money each year, billions or millions of our Swedish crowns for wars. I mean, I think it's crazy. I think we're going in a negative spiral. We are following the crowd in the world. We are being weak as a country. And I'm not proud of Sweden right now, actually, because what I used to be proud of with Sweden is no longer existing, almost. Also, this racist thing that after the Syria wars and the flood of asylum seekers in 2015, they've been clearly growing racism within the country. I can understand that in a certain way, because we got a lot of asylum seekers that we needed to take care of. But I think the insane thing is that only us and Germany was voluntarily doing this, while all the other countries in Europe, they just closed the doors. Impractical, almost. I think we wouldn't have this problem if all countries were loving and generous towards people fleeing from terror, which everyone should be. So it's a lot of things that upset me right now, especially this brainwashing about that I can explain that I've seen in my country over a period of time, like with leaflets about war is coming, what if Russia invades us, because they seem like Russia has sometimes been in our air system, and also with submarines, they discovered some Russian submarines like long time ago in our waters on our side. And that is enough for making people paranoid, like, oh, is Russia trying to have a war with us or spy on us and all these things, So I think it's silly, because now the big leaders got what they wanted. We are in NATO, so we are now prone to be in wars. We are more poor as a country because we need to invest a lot of money in the fees for NATO. And also we are, for example, this crime that was recently actually in a neighbor town of mine, where 10 people got shot dead from a racist, from a brainwashed guy. I think he was sort of brainwashed. He was antisocial and he wanted to belong somewhere. So he was brainwashed to be a racist and hate immigrants. So he particularly aimed at immigrants when he made the shots at the school, foreign-looking people. So that's crazy. And just like happened in Norway with this insane Norwegian guy who also was antisocial and just killed all these children in Utøya. It's like similar to that, a similar agenda. And now when I see in the world, I see that people start to post on Facebook and share stories about Gaza. For example, Gaza, also Russia and Ukraine, but mostly Gaza because it's between the Jews and Muslims. And it's like encouraging us to pick sides, like clearly some articles are for, it seems like only there's one of the sides are dying and getting hurt and getting abused. But if you have an intelligent mind, you realize it's both sides. I mean, I don't think any one of the sides is humane in wars, like when they kill them, when they kidnap women and children and all this. I don't think any of them that are participating actively in this war are humane against women and children or other people or whatever. They might be, but the people who are not, I think they are existing on both sides. So I think it's silly that people get so aggressive and reactive to a story. Like, for example, I read a story from Facebook, and I think this was in part in favor of the Jews. Like, there was a woman and her 2 children killed. They've been kidnapped, and it was like the story was like made of like it was the husband of the woman and the child who's been writing it. But I'm like, I doubt that, because the story sounds so ridiculous, because they show pictures which we don't know if they are real pictures of these people who are claimed to be dead and missing. And then the story goes, they were kidnapped, and I bought, the husband of the woman and 2 children says in the story, had bought not champagne, but something similar, a bottle of bubble, because to celebrate when they got back home alive. First of all, if you are in that situation that your family is missing and you don't know if they are dead or alive, I don't think the first thing you are thinking about is to go buy alcohol to celebrate when they come back alive, like it's New Year's Eve. I think that's insane. If people don't see the ridiculousness of that story, I don't know what to say. You're not really awake. You are asleep. You are in the system. You are programmed. And also now when I tried to make the title of my content, it was supposed to be called "Are you falling for the propaganda about choosing?" I think it was, "Are you falling for the propaganda about choosing what team to vote for in the war that's going on," or something like that. And then I couldn't like post that on YouTube because all these words got red marked, so I had to change the title. I don't know if it's forbidden to have titles that contains agenda, propaganda, wars. Also, when I description, it's parts is conspiracy theories and all this, because I believe in the one world order, that they already have the power right now, and they are pulling the threads in order to what country should have what political party. And I mean, they are all involved in all countries in the world. One world order. The anonymous richest people in the world, anonymous who have the true power, not the governmental systems. They are just puppets for this sort of. I don't think they are evil, but they are doing everything for their selfish purpose, not for. They don't consider everyone's best. They don't consider nature. They don't consider animals. They don't consider human lives. They just want to keep the elite in power, and the elite have to survive elite, the elite system. And that's what I think is a one world order. And that's like I've recently started to follow Candace Owens on YouTube, and she does really in-depth interviews and analysis of conspiracy theories and all this, and she's very interesting to listen to, and her interviews with former FBI and CIA agents, etc. And one of her quotes are like, "If you don't believe in conspiracies, means you are stupid." And I kind of agree with that, actually, because if you are that naive that you think that whatever they say, whatever you are being told, like, "Oh, the vaccines will save your life," etc. I mean, I didn't take any vaccines because I didn't believe in it. I thought I didn't feel something was not right about this, and I just didn't take it. I don't think that people who take it are. I don't think most of them get health problems or something like that. But I think that vaccine doesn't benefit to anything for your health, actually. I believe it was just to make money. And for some, unfortunately, it actually affects their health in a negative way. But I don't believe, like many who bought this story, that the vaccine helped to save many lives during this pandemic. And I'm doubtful that it was even a pandemic, because it was so staged, like a push on the TV with movies, but in the reality, it was quite calm, And when people say that in some hospitals there were so many people, that's because people were thinking, because they had a flu or were sick or had like sort of slime in their throat and lungs, which is normal when you are sick and you have flu. They thought they were going to die. So of course everybody rushed for the hospital thinking they were dying all over the world. Of course the hospitals were overcrowded, but in the facts after, they show that the number of deaths are not more than a usual year in most countries. The only difference was, instead of being spread out for different diseases or deaths like cancer, etc., and all these things that you can die from, most things pointed towards that people died from this COVID, which is also very suspicious, and which you can read about in many conspiracy theories. And also, if you believe these doctors and nurses who dare to say what they experienced. And yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to I felt like I needed to relieve my heart about this, like, don't fall for the propaganda about choosing sides. Like, this is not a sports tournament. I mean, it feels like the one world order wants us to be in war constantly, because then they can change rules and tweak and all these different laws and stuff in order for our best, of course, because of what's happening with wars in the world and politics and all these things. But it's all like, yeah, it's all like a very, very big manipulation game, like made from professional psychopaths, because actually many of them are sociopaths, psychopaths, definitely a lot of narcissists, which is not that serious, but they are not very nice to be in contact with. If you met some, I met some actually in my life, and yeah, it's not easy to try to have a normal discussion or relationship with a narcissist, for example. I don't know if I met any sociopaths, but I have my suspicions about that, because how some people have treated me in my life. I can think about one or two who definitely think like maybe they were sociopaths, because it was a step higher than narcissists. If you are interested in reading about that, you can do that. Anyway, so yeah. So yeah, my point is just that it's you can see the truth more if you stay neutral. If you don't participate in anger and about these wars, like, oh, I hate the Jews or I hate the Muslims, like it's like they want us with their stories on Facebook and everywhere to choose side. Who is the most evil? Who is the most evil of these people fighting over the Gaza Strip and all? But the most evil, for me, it's like the people who run the game, who make sure that there are wars, first of all, because the biggest threat to one world order is if people get along, if people are happy with their lives, if people feel free and empowered. So that's why all the time it's different things are set into motion in order to scare us and keep us feeling like everything is unfair and yeah, like everything is unfair and like scaring us that we should be afraid for our lives, or we should be afraid for this country, or we should be afraid of this religion or this race of people. And yeah, I think I'm going to put my hair up. I get annoyed. Just a moment. Yeah, so no, I just been thinking about this. I mean, I've seen this. I feel like I'm an outside observer because I've been living in different countries, and that puts everything into perspective. It feels like you become someone who is just watching a movie in some way. Like, I feel like I lived for 5 years in the UK, in London, when I was young, between 21 and 26, something like that. And then I've been living for in total 6 months in USA. I've been there 2 times. And in total about almost 6 months I've been there in different parts on the East Coast. And then I've been in Indonesia, Bali for 3 months. And I also been in Morocco, where my ex-husband is from, for maybe altogether not that long, 4 months, 5 months, maybe, I think, maybe 6 months, I don't know. We were together for, I believe, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. Between 4 and 5 years we were together before actually we divorced, and that's another story, but it's not that interesting. We are still friends. Yeah, so I've been in many countries with different religions and different cultures, Oh, that doesn't look good either. I should have fixed this before the video, before my session, but yeah. And I was also thinking of using my new tarot card decks. I mean, this is about crystals only, to learn a little bit better about crystals. And this is a tarot card deck, classical, but with cats as an inspiration. Very cute one. So I was thinking to use them in order to see, predict a little bit about what's coming this year for everyone in the world, and to try to understand a little bit about the politics and what's going on, why it's so many things going on, like yeah, so many crazy things I think are happening right now, like all of these inventions, like these robots. Is like, are they trying to make the movie Terminator become reality or something? It seems like it when you see the robots, and they talk about the ideas for these robots, you know, that they will replace human relationships and all this. Because for me, a robot is like a psychopath, but they are smarter and they are stronger. But they are psychopaths. They are thinking and behaving like a psychopath because they are very clever, but they don't understand empathy. They don't understand. They can't feel empathy because they are not alive, of course, and they are unsympathetic, and they are just programmed to follow or to think in a way like, I think, like following rules and what they've been programmed to do and what they've been programmed as truths, you know. So I think they are extremely dangerous, and unfortunately this is the way the humans are directing us in, because there are psychopaths who are controlling this earth, and for them it's their wet dreams, so to speak, to have robots, because they know, a psychopaths know that the robots are like them and they can just order them to go and kill and do whatever they want, you know? And they will never get some resistance like a rebellious human, you know, who have own ideas and thoughts and feelings and don't want to hurt others, etc. You know, so the psychopaths are the one world order's wet dream, you know. And I think they want robots to control the earth in the future, you know, at police stations, at airport visitations, you know, you're going to be met by a robot, and to take decisions to arrest people, it will be robots. And I think that's a really scary development. Okay, so now I said a little bit what I think. If you want, you can comment and send me links to interesting theories, because I'm interested in, I follow different conspiracy theories. Obviously, some are more out there and some are very much fact-based. But for me, I think everything is interesting to read everything, but that doesn't mean you need to believe everything. So that's important. Like, only because you believe in conspiracy theories, it doesn't mean that you believe in all of them, and it doesn't mean that you can't think for yourself. For me, it's the opposite. People who are used to thinking independently and who are used to questionize authorities, like, this doesn't feel right. This is true. Why is everybody voting for this guy, and why is everybody example in work environments or in small groups of friends? And if you are like that, like me, I'm like always like, I feel like I'm never like sort of following the crowd, and that's why that developed during my teenage years. And so of course I lost popularity then. I mean, if you are like that, you don't get very popular, because you're not a crowd pleaser, and I'm not a crowd pleaser. I don't do things in order to please others for me to get popular, or for lie about things in order for others to like me or feel or in order to manipulate or get my way. I'm not that kind of person, and that's why, of course, you have to get used to not being very popular, because most people like these crowd pleasers always say yes and I agree, even though they don't. But for me personally, I like to be with people like myself who dare to speak their mind. And I think it's interesting when I talk to someone who say, no, I don't believe like you do, I believe like this. I don't want people to agree with me, because I can feel when somebody just agree with me because they are scared to say something different, or because they want to hide their own thoughts and feelings about things. I don't like that kind. I think that's a coward way to be in the world. And also some of these people, maybe they listen to you and they are like, okay, pretend to agree, and then maybe they go and gossip somewhere else, like, you know. So I don't like this kind of style of people. Like, I like, you need to be able to be your true self, express your own identity, express your own thoughts and opinions, but also be open for that you can be wrong, and that you, for me, I love to learn. I love to talk to people. That's why I love traveling. I've been talking to so many people in different countries, from different religions, from what you call races, different races, and it's just opened my mind so much, like in a way that I could never have learned that from going to university, for example, and just learned things in books. I went to elementary school, high school, you know, or what you call college, 12 years, but I never continued studying in university. And wait, I'm just going to, so so I feel like I had the best school because I've been brave and I've been taking the steps to go outside my comfort zone, to travel around the world and to live around the world. And I didn't go with a bunch of friends like most people do when they go abroad. I always went alone to live in England, but I met so many fantastic people who just changed my life with their opinions, with their views, with their relationship I had with them. And I can never have learned that if I just stayed safe in my boring little small town in Sweden where I was born. Right now I live in another town. Since I moved back from abroad, I've been living in another town more south. But still, I feel like the mindset is very much the same as in my town. I mean, it's kind of small-minded everywhere in Sweden because it's such a small country, and we are also very, very easily manipulated by news. We tend to be one of the countries who always trust our governments, always trust rules that are being sent out. We all, like many people I talk to who never lived abroad, they are like naively thinking like everything that's being voted for is for our best, you know, like everything is for our best, you know, even if you clearly see that this is so unfair, some of these rules and regulations and savings, and with the tax systems of all, it's benefits now the richer people, but while the people who have lower income or are on benefits, they are getting it much tougher because we have the right-wing party who gets their rules who gets their opinions through supporting the more wealthy and rich, and the people who have their own businesses, etc. While the Social Democrats, the most important for them is not to be like the Social Democrats, the Sweden Democrats. I mean, the most important for them is to regulate the foreign people, like to send home as many foreign people as they can, because they are clearly racists. They don't want to admit it themselves, but it made a huge part of the population in Sweden very racist too, with their manipulation, because years before they were elected, at least 3 or 4 years before they were elected the first time, they sent out this fake news on Facebook about, there was this Muslim man raping this girl and blah, blah, blah. And then when you fact checked it, which most people don't, they just believe what they read. It said like, this story has been circulating for many, many years, and it's been reported as false, and it's no factual evidence that this has actually happened. So many of this racist propaganda, Facebook tweets or whatever you should say, were shown to be false. But so many people got upset. They believed it because you want to believe that foreign people thinking foreign, having a foreign a culture, having a foreign idea to life, you want to believe they are sort of like to blame for everything that's wrong in society. People who are simple-minded and naive, at least, they tend to go for that reaction. And yeah, so I just want to say, open your mind and don't let stories control your emotion that you don't know if they are true. And also, it's not about picking a side in the world, like which country deserves to be good treatment, or which religion or which race deserve good treatment, and which race and religion deserve more punishment. I mean, you can't. I mean, there are psychopaths. They are criminals all over the world, from all different religions and nations, and also them who doesn't believe in God, which is more common when you're a psychopath. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in anything that's emotional or empathic or something good like that. You believe it. No. So that's why I make this video, because I want to encourage you to open your mind and don't fall for the emotional manipulating game system that we use, the one world order, in order to get many people aiming negative energy towards another race, another country, etc. You know, enough. I think I've been rambling quite a lot. Because I never prepare for my YouTube videos. I just get a feeling like, okay, I should do one. I feel like I would like to speak a little bit about this topic. And then I do it, but it's not very well prepared. And I like to be spontaneous, and you know, so that's why it turns out like this. I need to think sometime as well, because I get lost in my thoughts sometimes when I speak. Okay, so I was just going to also pull some cards to see what the universe thinks about the world right now, and if they have advice for us. Some more water for my tea. I refurbished my home. I decorated a little bit different. I think this is, yeah. I think I'm going to do like this. If we get up a bit like that. Put it on this. Okay. Try to be straight towards the camera instead. Yeah, put it down. Okay, so let's ask some questions for the universe. I think we are going to ask some interesting questions, like, for example, universe, I ask, who is in charge over the world right now? Who is in charge over the world right now? Who has the power, the truth? Who has the power in this world right now? I'm going to take a few cards if I need to interpret it. Interesting. My prediction was that maybe the devil card will come up, because there's so many devilish things happening in this world right now. But no, they didn't come up, which is good. But a card that can represent manipulation. All cards have both negative and positive sides, of course. So who is in control over this earth right now? First of all, there are, yeah. So these two together means quite negative. There's two positive cards, and there is the strongest one, or is quite equal. I mean, I would interpret it like this: yin yang. Like I think it's like it's always been. It's two forces in this world. It's good and it's bad. Yin yang balance, and we live in a world that's created with opposites. Like everything is hot or cold, and everything has an opposite side. You know, like happy, sad. Kind, evil, and also the cards show that because it's two quite negative cards. They are negative when they are next to each other, and there's two positive cards, and they are equally as strong together. I think both of them. So I start with the negative ones, and these two together means strong manipulation forces. It's I mix it up. I mix wands with swords sometimes. Wands with swords. Okay. So I thought it was a little bit worse than it is. So I thought first this was 7 of swords, and that would have meant manipulation, lies. But this is actually 7 of wands, which means like defensiveness. Magician can be a really, really positive card because it's like the alchemist. You can transform things to something very positive, but it can also mean a magician, manipulation, transform things like one world order into something negative, you know, like manipulation, control. But now I have to check. I think it's, so 7 of wands is more like defending something. But I see it as, it's not that negative, actually. I thought it was going to be more negative, but it's not. So the forces in control over this earth right now are two forces. One manipulative force, but I wouldn't say it's evil. It's trying to defend the right to manipulate and control. A force that is not necessarily evil, but it wants to manipulate and control. And it's defending, with this card, it means it defends the right to control. So it's not about free, this is against free will, because this wants to defend the right to control the people of this earth. It would have been much worse if it would have been 7 of swords, because that's straight out evil, lies, deceit, evil agendas. The positive cards, the other side is wish fulfilled. The other half controlling this earth right now wants everybody's right to. It's 9 of cups, so it's positive wish coming true. 6 of wands again. It's sort of like some sort of victory card. I will just double check it because sometimes I mix it up with 6 of swords as well. But 6 of swords is also some kind of victory. I just need to check what the difference was in the box, which I put here. Just a moment. Six of wands. Oh yeah, that's victory. 6 of wands is victory after struggle. Yeah, because I remember some of my predictions, but this was on Instagram last year, was that there were a lot of changes in the world this year for everyone, and it's positive changes. I just see my cat outside in the forest. That's why I'm looking outside sometimes. Yeah, so I mean that this might be individual for you too, messages, and that means that some of your wishes will be fulfilled this year. That you've been, and also this victory card are after a period of hard struggle. It's actually going to be victory, peace, something satisfying, which is very good. But this is I asked this for the world actually, so it seems like things are going to, instead of that we are going towards a third world war like some people think. I mean, we have kind of been in a third world war because a lot of countries have wars like Ukraine, Russia, the Gaza Strip now, and other places, and also the coronavirus, and all these things. It was like a world war where everything closed down, and the economy got very, very negatively affected, of course, in all the world. So yeah, so it's like a victory after and wish fulfillment after many years of struggle, as I feel. So that's positive. And the little bit on negative side wants to manipulate and control and defend their right to control. So yeah, I think because many people that I follow a lot of spiritual people on YouTube and also these conspiracy theories, and many people believe that a lot of negative hidden truths are coming to the surface, as we can see also if you follow and Google things, and a lot of proofs come up to the surface about people who've been mistreated, like countries, dirty politics, and like manipulative behavior in individual is being revealed. Unfairness situations are being revealed. So one side this year is trying to still be in control with the negative manipulation, trying to defend. They are trying hard to defend this position to be in control of this earth, to be able to control, and usually in a negative way because it's for selfish reasons for them. So meaning that what's good for them might be bad for many other people if they get their free will through there. But I feel like this year, the strongest side is the loving, good side, the side that's been struggling hard, quiet, hard, and passionate for many years against what they believe in this world. And something big is going to be coming through this year and in the near future, which the good side has wanted to get through. I don't know what this can be. We can try to ask that. So actually, what's good is going to happen in the world this year? What's good is going to happen in the world this year? We see that something is going to be wish fulfilled. That's good, and a victory and good for all. What's good? Okay, so this seems to have, wow, okay. So this seems to be like mostly about the economy, actually, because it's the coin cards coming up, Knight of Coins, 10 of Coins, which means that many people will get it economically much better. So we had a long period of struggling after the pandemic with economy in the world. And so many businesses has gone down. So many people have had problems to get a job. So many people lost their jobs during these pandemic years and aftermath of that. And it seems like that's on the way to be improved big time, actually. The economy is going to be stronger this year. And also a new learning about, I think it's a new system. With the help of a new system, I think about these things with Bitcoins and stuff. I don't know much about it, but I mean, there seems to be a new system that we just know a little about at this moment, because it's Knight of Pentagrams. That's going to teach us a new way that make us more of us successful in money and business and economy. So there's something new coming new way of earning money for everyone coming, or not for everyone, but for many people. Like many people are involved, many people can make their living out of this, and all in all, I see the positive thing, the positive wish fulfillment this year that I think many people wish for is a better economy, and it's coming this year. So you can feel comforted about that. Also, King of Cups is also a part of this. That's a loving leader, meaning that there will be more fair and loving leaders in this world than this mean psychopath I was talking about. Also, I see it as an energy also, like above all, the love energy will be spreading to the world this year. And that could also be after some difficulties with all what's been going on with all these wars. Hopefully there will be peace in these countries between Russia and Ukraine, and also in the Gaza Strip and all these places that have problems. And more love will soothe the wounds there for the people involved and affected. Yeah, all in all, I see extremely good year with good economy, fairness and sharing with money and economy between many people, and also sharing love, a lot of love, and fair leaders that have the best interest of many people, not just for themselves. And I actually see that these negative forces are very weak right now. They're being at the moment, they are being conquered a bit by the good forces, the loving forces, the peaceful forces who wants best for many people, the best for all. So the manipulative forces in this world are getting weaker at this moment. I mean, it will also always be a balance about up and down like this, like a scale between the good and the evil. If you want to call it good and evil, it's just or negative or positive. It will always go up, but at the moment the good will go up. The good will go up and be stronger than the evil forces, the manipulative forces, which is really, really nice to hear. Also, you can take it as in your life. If you've been struggling, if you had feeling like weak in a sense in relationships and with economy, it's going to get much, much better this year. Yeah, wow. And now 10 of Cups comes up, which is happy family, happy relationships, happiness above all, stable. It's a very cute card. Yeah, so, and this is for the world, of course, because I've been talking for the world. So I feel like, all in all, I see, I don't know if this is going to be shown this year concrete in the world, like physical to touch and see on the news, but I feel like this is the best peace card almost there is. Like if it's for the world, like as a family, like peace will win in the end, like the rainbow, 10 of Cups, that's happiness together with maybe of private family, but also with the world as we are talking about now. So yeah, I see a very good year for the world in general. Of course, there will always be everyone has their own personal lives and struggles and issues to overcome, but over and all, I see that it's a peaceful year, a loving year, a year where which will take more goodness and generosity out of people to share and to spread both love, peace, and happiness, and also make the economy stronger. So I'm really, really happy and pleased about this. I'm a little bit surprised because I didn't, although I pulled cards before New Year, and that also showed that this was going to be a good year, a very transformative year, especially very big changes, but in a positive way. I'm still surprised that, because I was asking about the whole world, that this is a general ruling force. It's love and it's family. Yeah. So that's good. I'm just going to finish this session soon. Let's just pull some crystals and see what they want to tell us. They're stuck. Oh. Oh. Keeps the card stuck. Okay, so I'm not going to ask anything here actually because it's just crystals and their meaning. But just for fun, I'm going to pull a few cards for us. This is not for the world. This is actually for us, I think. Or both. You can always see things in like microcosmos as macrocosmos or whatever it's called. Citrine, confidence. Confidence cards come up. It's also for abundance and good luck. I actually have a citrine looking exactly like that. It's a bit of a coincidence, you see. Citrine. Very beautiful stone, uplifting, positive stone for good luck. And it's have a vibration, and it's it helps the soul to be generous and also helps you to accumulate a fortune. And it's also encouraging you to appreciate the small things in life, like the mundane, everyday type of things that's going on every day, like going to work, being with your family, your close ones, your pets. And it helps you to open your heart and also be generous and share your abundance. It can also be, if you are depressed, it's also a good stone that is the opposite force towards depression. It uplifts your energies, make you more positive, and higher. It makes your, like the stone has a very high frequency in energy, and when you're depressed, your frequency is really low and stuck and slow moving like syrup. So this type of stones help you to get into this higher vibration. It also helps you if you are feeling lethargic and tired of everything in the world. You feel like nothing is making a difference. Like if you feel indifferent, it helps against that. It also helps you to be more confident, so you can take criticism in a positive way. It helps you to develop your skills and talents. And in the body, it helps your metabolism, your immune system. It protects your aura. It cleans your chakras, and it just spreads joy. Yeah. So that's a beautiful message from the citrine crystal. Let's take just one more before we finish this session. It came up again. Usually some cards are really strong. They want to come up several times. Lapis lazuli wants to come up. I like that stone. It's a very beautiful. It's good for spiritual guidance. It looks like this, very deep blue color. I encourage you, if you feel attracted to these stones, to buy, like I always wear crystals. I have not in my ears, but this is a tiger's eye, for example. And I always wear crystals. I have pearls, I have red, the earth stone, red pearl and red. I think it's agate. I don't know how to say in English. And this is purple amethyst for spiritual awakening and third eye. Lapis lazuli, it's called heaven on earth. It also has an extremely high vibration, and it's make you feel harmonious, and it helps you to find your life purpose, and it helps you getting to know yourself better. This lapis lazuli, I actually haven't got one single stone of this one. It can help you to get spiritual insights, help your intuition get stronger. It helps you to see clearly, to develop your clairvoyance skills, so to speak, clairvoyance and clairseeing, clairaudience. It helps you to develop your spiritual gifts. It can also help you to do astral traveling when the soul leaves the body to experience things and learn. And also it protects you against negative energy attacks, and also helps you to maybe unblock traumas from previous lives. And yeah, and for the body, it's good for the immune system, the breathing, and the nervous system, the throat chakra, like you can speak more confidently and clearly. And it also for eyes and ears and your blood. And it's also encouraging you to realize your dreams and yeah, give you clarity. Yeah, so it's really beautiful, a deep blue color, sometimes with small speckles of gold in it. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. So I hope you find this session interesting to listen to, even if it was a lot of my own opinions that I shared and my own beliefs. But also I had this world guidance from the source that poured through me in them now. So I wish you a happy week and that's coming, and continuous good start of this year. And let's hope for what the cards say. Let's hope for peace and love and peace to conquer, and let's hope for good economy for us all and the world, and that's getting better for all, like especially the people who struggle the most, the poor people, the people in poor countries and developing countries. Yeah, so that's really nice that we got some positive cards. Thank you, and have a nice life until I see you next time. Bye bye.